traders, Sam Shakespeare coming to you live. How's everyone doing today? Happy Thursday. All right, hey, Dwayne, what's happening? Hey, Scott, thanks for the news update, Martin. Much appreciated, sir. Hey, Brian, Jeffrey, what's up, sir? Quickly, and before I do, Brian, and yes, oh, you said $200? Yeah, absolutely. You got to start somewhere, so any amount's okay. But first, you want to be demo anyway. You want to be demo until you realize what you're doing. So I wouldn't even worry, because by the time you're ready to go live, maybe you have a little bit saved up more by then. So I would work on that. If you figure you're going to have a certain amount of time you're going to dedicate to trade and demo, like your education, you know, you're not going to go be an actual doctor before you learn what you're doing. You're not going to go put actual risk on the line before you learn what you're doing. You could be also at the same time saving up a little bit for a trading account. And even then, you're going to want to lighten your risk until you get used to trading live. And then, so you're not going to trade at 20 pips equals 2% if you just go live from, even if you're doing well on demo, right? You're not going to go to 20 pips equals 2% if, you know, if you just went live. You might go 20 pips equals 1%, right? You can even do 40 pips equals 1%. Just to get the feel of going live, get good at it, and then move up to 20 pips equals 1, and then 20 pips equals 2. So 20 pips equals 2%, that's your pro level. That's where you want to be at. I mean, really, there's no need to go higher, even higher than that. I mean, that's some serious weight, you know. So 20 pips equals 2% is nothing to think that it's not a lot. It is. You can do some damage, good or bad, that way. I mean, good damage is account growth. That's what I call good damage. Yes, I would say it's one of the easier ways of all the trading styles out there to go from a small account. You know, I'm biased towards this style of trading. I like this. I like looking at a market and knowing in seconds where my pips are going to come from. You know, I don't want to have to do all the market research and the long-term chart analysis and all that kind of stuff. You can just wake up and come to the grids and know kind of what you're going to do within a few minutes. You know, to me, this cable grid is starting to look good short. We just had some news there, and it's pushing at the low, so I wouldn't do anything right here. Even though we're at the 1 minute box, we're right at what I call a mountaintop, or the opposite of a mountaintop. This is like a valley. So basically, let's go to the 5 real quick. It's made a lower low, and now it's made higher highs here. So once this pattern is broken, and now it has to come back down and try again at breaking this. So, you know, we're at that valley, so you don't want to short right there, right at the previous bounce point. I mean, if you're in the lower lows here, yes, because it's most likely to continue to break lower lows in a trend. I mean, that's what it does. But once that is broken, now it's proven that last lower low is now a swing low. Right, it's a bigger low. And that's going to be more difficult to break. That was a big enough support to push it to break the pattern. So that's nothing to joke about right there. All right, so we don't want to short into that. We got to short after that's broken, or you know, maybe a pullback. So let's look at the 15, and we'll see again. You see that's the top bottom there. So in this case, you know, if you were to short it here, I'd say yeah, and go to break this, because this is a lower low on a 15-minute. Most likely would be broken, but not down here. You don't want to short it, because then it could just still keep floating within this area until it does break it. Or, you know, if you find out that it doesn't work, and this is the actual end of the 15-minute trend as well, then you're at the absolute worst spot you could be short, and that pullback could be rather large. That's why you don't want to short near a valley bottom. If you look at this on an hour, it looks like it wants to keep going lower. It has been trending a little bit lower, but the behavior hasn't been great. It's still kind of rangy if you look at the overall picture of that. L7 held nicely, but to me it looks like it's in a range between around here and up here, and I would like to see that range get broken. You got it, Brian. I hope that helps, man. And you know, I think another issue too, man, is just to everyone just take your time, right? The market's not going anywhere. But if you go too quick, you're going to dig yourself in a hole. All right, so you don't want to do that. You want to wait till the probability is on your side, and that's not just taking trades with the probabilities on your side. That's taking trades when your consistency has earned you that probability. All right, so if you yourself get consistent, then your probability of you making a better trade than someone else making a good trade that's not as consistent is much better. So you got to get yourself to that probability, which is consistency, and you do that by practicing only putting yourself in high probability situations in the grids, right? So normally this pound grid is nice. I would be all over this pound grid. We might see it go lower, but that mountaintop, that valley is what's keeping me out really of this right now. And it's not, if you want to be strict about it, we don't really have clear roads. We got a 50 big figure right under us. There's a lot of reasons to not take this trade right now. We could take it maybe up at a 15-minute level, even the 5-minute, the ones above the 2. So that tells you this is not the most organized trend, and you really like organized trends. Those are the ones. All right, so it is organized. It has been. It just the pullback was a little extreme, and it just pulled the 5-minute up a little bit. So the 5-minute hasn't regained itself yet into a trend, right? It's last time I checked the 5-minute, which is right now, it has made a low here. That low rejected the trend, and now it's trying again. But trying is not a high probability situation, right? If it breaks this low, if pound dollar breaks this low, goes lower, we watch it. We don't get upset that we didn't get that move because it really wasn't a trade. It's a breakout trade. It looks like it's breaking out now. In fact, if you have breakouts, you might be getting a breakout right now on cable if you have your breakouts active. Good plan, Brian. Yeah, just 2 months minimum for time, and then after 2 months, it'll be as soon as you consistently getting your 20 pips a day, at least 3 days a week, and your losing days, you're not losing more than 20. Okay, you can do that. Boom. So we do have a possibility on cable now. I think we've broken the low. I mean, if this starts getting dynamic on us, then we can start shorting it. But just remember, you got to look at your whole triad here. So, this is our triad. Pound, dollar, pound, yen. Dollar, yen is a triad. Right now, if pound dollar starts going up, we're thinking, hey, that's great for pound yen. But then if we glance at dollar yen and we see that it's gone straight down, then that pound yen's not going to do anything. So if pound dollar goes up, dollar yen goes down, what's that telling you? It's telling you dollar weakness, right? Dollar yen going down could either be dollar weakness or yen strength. But if the pound dollar is going up at the same time, that's dollar weakness is causing it. Right, so that's a dollar move. There's no dollar in the pound yen equation, so you may not see any movement on pound yen at all. And that also tells you, it's a clue that it can't be yen strength sending this down, because we would see the yen strength also sending pound sterling down. All right, so this is all in the trading the triads video, so definitely watch that. If it's a little more intermediate, a little more whatever advanced, definitely get the basics down, understand what the levels are. The L1, understand what the L1s are, understand what the lanes are. That kind of stuff. Clear roads, what that means. Learn that stuff first. Learn the power of 20 first. Why we weight our account 20 pips equals 2%, or whatever percent. It's a formula. It's a skeleton formula. You can really input anything. You can make 30 pips equal 2%. It's a skeleton formula to gauge your risk and to create a scenario in which you can grow your account by just looking at the pips, not worrying about the behind the scenes lot calculations and how much you actually have on it, because the VTA will automatically adjust your lot size with every trade. So it's just a focus on getting your points every day. I use 20 equals 2, but you might like a 30 pip range is more your speed. You want to take a few more trades, so you want to lighten the risk per trade and try to get 30, but you can lose up to 30 to get there. Or you can make 20 pips equals 2% and risk 2% a day, but go for 30 pips and make 3% per day and try to do it that way. You're going to have your own style on what you like to do, and this allows you to do that. So in the meantime, right now, obviously the pound grids have the clearest roads: pound dollar, pound yen. Had our first losing day. I don't even, was the day overall losing? I don't know. We had this. It started with a plus 20, the VTA, and then the VTA took 2 minus 20s in a row. Boom. So we were plus 20 minus. Actually, it was plus more than 20 here, because it was 12. There was 20. It was like 35. Really, it was a good one. And then a minus 40, and then plus 24, maybe 27, and plus another 35 right there. So even that's just in this group, and then we've had nothing but winners for about a week straight before that. Also, when you're this far into a candle, like, so it's a 5-minute candle and we're almost down to the last minute, even if it goes under, I would wait. I would just wait for that candle to break. And if it closes under, then just get it. You don't have to wait for the next if you don't want. Because the close, a lot of things happen right before a candle close. At the last minute, it could go the other way in the candle, and it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference in the world. Technical traders, they look at candles like crazy. So if the last few ticks changes a candle the way it looks, it's going to change the whole market view. I mean, there's still 30 seconds. That's a long time. Not as long as the last 30 seconds of a football game, but it can feel like a long time. A lot can happen. Yeah. All right, so that negated that whole dynamic entry. Now we need to wait for a whole nother bearish candle and a break below that new bearish candle. So there's no entry on this at the moment, at least not on the 5-minute. We can start looking at what a 15-minute looks like. We are starting to trend lower here. So we just had a 15-minute candle close, and it was a little bit of a doji, small body candle there, which just means some consolidation, some indecisions. Got wicks on both sides, so a little indecision. So we wait. I think I might have to get some coffee going. Awesome, Brian. Well, that's a lot of what this is. That's a lot of what this is being here in the trade room. The grids aren't going to teach you all the way. I mean, the alerts will show you kind of what to look for, but as far as the price action goes and watching the price, you got to be here for that and just absorb. And that's why I watch videos. Now, I don't put a lot of this price action talk on the videos as much because they're more, I am just going to start putting out a few more price action videos where it actually captures some of the discussion about how we're watching the market and everything like that. Most of the videos are explaining the setups, what the grids and the charts should look like, and kind of, what the dynamic entries are. So you do get a lot of that as well. So absorb as much of that as you can because we don't always have good price action. Today I'm starting to worry a little bit about the price action here. It's looking like it's tightening up a lot. And that's a nice 15. The only thing that messed it up was this little not able to break the low on this. But otherwise, you're getting a dynamic, here. That may be worth a shot. It wasn't a total lower low. You usually want the lower low. After a lower low, the L1s are king. They're great. They're perfect gas stations after the lower low. So this wasn't exactly a lower low, but it didn't make a higher high either. So this could still be in play. But still, this isn't a bearish candle. It's a doji. So I don't usually count those in the dynamic. All right, so you would technically need this candle to close in less than 5 minutes and then a break of this candle. And then I would say, okay, let's give it a go. In fact, here's what I'm going to do while I go get coffee. This is perfect. I'll play this 15-minute trend idea. I do like it. The white zone's expanding. L1 it's a nice pattern. We can look at the hour for a moment. I don't know how well the hour is looking. Let's take a look. The hour is expanding. That actually looks good. I know that there's a valley bottom right here though, at 30. That's still 30 pips lower. Okay, we do have a valley right here. So that's going to be tricky, but it's at 30, I think, close to it. So that's still enough room to make pips. Well, let's go back to the 15. I'll show you what I'm going to do. It's looking good. Almost 4 minutes, right? So I'm going to change real quick. I'm going to put a dynamic Oh, it's already set up. What do you know? A dynamic of 15, but I got to make it dynamic. So it's going to get in on the 15-minute dynamic entry. And I'll hit OK. And then I'm going to sell it. Manual trade short ready. It's not in yet. It'll get in on a dynamic 15-minute. I hope it doesn't go too far down. Experts. If you look at your experts tab, pound dollar waiting for 15-minute bear candle. Okay. And then it's got to break below that candle. So let me grab some coffee, guys. You can watch this. I'll be right back. So here we are. This is the 15-minute trend we're in. All right, let's see if we get started now. I'm ready. By the way, there's only a little bit at the bottom of the pot of coffee, so I had to just get the scraps and start a fresh pot. So I might have to take another break here in like 10 minutes just to go fill up. All right, so if we're looking at our triad, we got pound, yen, dollar, yen. That's our triad. We see dollar yen is pretty much locked, right? All the boxes are in a straight line. the 1 and 5 their patterns are identical. Soon, if it stays like that, the 15-minute will look the same and the hour will look the same. So if that's stuck, that means dollar versus yen, they're in a tug of war that's not moving, so their relative strength is very similar, right? One's not stronger than the other really. So that means it doesn't matter what the pound goes most likely. If you look at dollar yen and you see little variations, fluctuations, dollar was stronger than yen at this moment, yen was stronger at this moment, and then dollar got stronger again at this moment. So in these moments where dollar is stronger, you'll see if there's pound weakness, we'll see pound go down faster and stronger during those moments. Those are just minor fluctuations within. So right now we want pound weakness for sure. And because we're in pound dollar, we'd like dollar yen, if it's going to do something, to break to the upside. All right, Scott's in as well. Now, whenever you enter at a box, you always want to make sure that time frame of that box. So in this case, it's a 15-minute trend, so you kind of enter at a 15-minute box. That time frame has to have just come off a lower, if you're going short, a lower low. If it's a long trade and you're above your boxes, you want to make sure the price action is currently at that moment making higher highs and higher lows if it was a long trade. So in this short trade, that's the other thing that's not so perfect, is this low was not very decisive. But the good thing is it did turn out under its previous high, so the lower highs are still intact. And in some markets, this could be considered a lower low. I don't necessarily consider the wicks as much, just the close, so the bodies. So it is important that we get under this 15-minute line, which is at 52. And honestly, that would even give us some pips. Just getting to the low would give us some pips. In fact, I'd probably just take that. All right, so there we go. Now it's looking better. Look at that. It's much better. All right, up 3. All right, 48 is the low. And we're going to get a 15-minute candle close in about 4 minutes. Let's go to that one. All right, 4 minutes. We get a candle close at the bottom of that. I think we're looking pretty good. All right, we're looking here. We got 52 is a 2-column roadblock. It's only 8 pips. All right, got about 30 seconds for this candle to close, and then we'll know a lot after that. Okay, there we go. That's what we want it to do. Just stay at the bottom of this candle. 5 seconds. Here we go. We might get lower lows now, guys. This is looking really good. All right, you just had the white zone expansion. Here's +6. I mean, I wouldn't blame anyone for taking something here. You're really close to the 52 level. There we go. +8 almost. Oh, come on. I'm not going to let this disappear, though, guys. I'll take this if I have to. Come on. Just tried. I had 7.5. I didn't take it. All right, Scott took 10. Very nice, Scott. Very good. Here we go. Here we go. Keep pushing. Let's see if this breaks this level. I mean, we're in on a good run, but I'm just going to take 5 pips. All right, so that's good for me. There's a +7 again. All right, so it's still working. It's probably going to continue to work, but see, the pattern isn't perfect yet, and now as the price stays down here, this pattern will form. We're going to get more entries now. This is the beginning. If this breaks, this is the beginning of a new move. If this breaks, this 15-minute, that's going to make the 15-minute gas station strong again, the 1 minute strong again. You got it. Dwayne took 11. Very good. And look what dollar yen did at that moment. Remember I was saying dollar yen at that moment, dollar got strong. Boom. And that moment was where our cable made us our pips on this moment. And pound yen didn't really do much during these candles here. Last, 3 or 4 candles? Didn't do much. But last 3 or 4 candles, this did. See? These are all 5 minutes, so we're same scale. So last 1, 2, 3, 4 candles, straight up. Last 1, 2, 3, 4 almost, basically the same. Last 4 here, flat. So that was all dollar related. So I would give this one more breakout to the downside before entering again for me, because it hasn't decisively broken the lows yet. So I would say if this breaks this bottom here, okay, if it does, then you wait for the next pullback to the 1 minute box and you get in. That's it. That's what you do. Technically, you got a lower low on the 1 minute. We just know that there's some valleys back there. See, there's one right there. But it looks like it's going to go. I almost got to sell it. Goodness gracious. All right, there's the close. Which way is it going? All right, I'm in. I'm short cable 51. So here's the gas station, lower low. Here's the gas station touch again after the lower low. Boom. Now we want another lower low. And this has been the difficult area right here all day, all session. See if I zoom out a little bit. Right there, boom. Now that low was at, that's 48.7, that one. So here it is. That was basically just the low. I just saw 48.7 bid. I just saw 48.7. There it is again. This is basically the low. And we can see that that's having an issue. It's not able to get under it yet. Here we go. All right, we're in lower lows now. You see the bid's at 46 now. It's not 48.7. We're under. All right, and we got clear roads to 40. And then once we get in clear roads, price starts moving faster. You'll notice that. That's why you need these grids to let you know when the price is going to move. You know if it doesn't get on these clear roads, it's not going to move. Here's 10. We're at this 2 column. Wonder if I should just take it. Oh, but it's pushing. I'll take it. All right, 10.6. We're at a 2 column, so I'm cool with that. And we can always get back in. That'd be plus 13 at 38. All right, Zach took 10. There you are, bud. I was wondering where you were at. Martin took just under 13. Good job. Corey took 12. Awesome, guys. Awesome. All right, so 2 nice pound dollar trades there. Back to back. I mean, this one I think made more for some. I only got 5, but a lot of you got 7 to 10 on that one. And we can get in on this again. Now this is like a really confirming break to me. This break is really confirmation now that this is going lower. So honestly, I would almost be in again if we get close to our 1 minute and get a dynamic entry short. Nice. Scott's up 30 for the day. Good job. Chris took another 11. Awesome. Scott 7. So there's the 15-minute. I mean, if that doesn't confirm the trend, I don't know what does. Boom. Lower lows. That's great. I mean, the only thing that would really endanger this trend, if this one candle that just started, it's already working itself up, closed higher than this candle back into this area. That would be like a huge spike on a 30-minute or an hour chart. So the only thing that could negate what just happened would be this candle now closing back into this area, above this white zone, above this candle, basically. What's probable is price inertia, I like to call it, right? It's like price in motion tends to stay in motion until acted on by an outside force. And vice versa, price at rest tends to stay at rest unless acted upon by an outside force. So right now, this thing is moving lower. Let's look at the 1 minute again. That's where you want to be at this point. On a fresh break, it's the 1 minute that has gas again. I mean, to me, the dynamic is in play right now. I mean, it won't give you the alert because I've got 3 rows of 15 are necessary, and right now it doesn't have that. See, it's only got this row and this row. Pound dollar again, guys. I'm gonna probably get in on the next dynamic there. 8 seconds, we get a dynamic, we get a close on this. I'm sorry. So we got the bearish candle. Let's see what happens with price action here. Oh gosh, I think we're gonna be forced to do it, guys. In fact, I won't be surprised if we actually get the alert here soon. This 1 minute comes down a little more. This is going to give us a 1 minute alert. All right, it's giving us the dynamic right now, guys. I think we got to do it. All right, it's going. It looks like it's going. All right, there we go. Because the breakouts excite people, you know. Everyone knows if it's just ranging, it's ranging. There's nothing exciting. But as soon as it breaks out, it gets everyone's attention. It's like, whoa. So now everyone's looking for that first pullback. And that's where you get that big. That's why the second wave of a move is always usually the biggest, because the first wave is like the signal. It's like, hey, look at me, we're breaking out. Then the first pullback, everyone gets in. That's the second big move. If you're talking like Elliott waves, basically, but it's market action. But Elliott wave is a good reference for what I'm saying. So, and then the third gets a little weaker. It's not as sure, and that's why about the third bite of the cherry, people start backing off. And what those whole 3 bites could have been the signal 1 bite, right, for a big time frame that gets everybody in on. And that again is that fractal conversation. I did a little bit of that conversation in the most recent price action video we did. I posted, so check that out. And again, I think we had this situation yesterday, or another trade. As long as this high isn't broken, it's just reversed. We were long yesterday on that dollar yen. It was a 15-minute. As long as this, and this is only a 1 minute, so it could easily break this and not be that big of a deal. But this is really what you want to hold. As long as the highs don't get broken, then that tells the market this trend is still in play. The good thing is the whole thing is this, right? We broke out of that 52 level, remember, whatever it was, 50.48. It kind of was the actual low, but it was really hard to get under the 50, right? Once we've done that, price has tested that area as resistance, and so far it's been holding. So we're trading under that level now. That's good. We're trading under that previous support. All right, that's great. That's excellent news, in fact. And we're so close to these clear roads, guys. I mean, this could move fast. If we get under that 39.40 where we took it last time, there's nothing to stop it down until 25.28 here. We're in at 42. That'd be another 15 pips. That'd be nice. 25 would be, here we go. Here's 39.40. So this is kind of where we were at last time. Let's see if I look at the actual low. It was 36.9. Wow, I missed some pips there, didn't I? So if we get under that again, that'd be great. Here we're almost there. We're at the low. Let's go. We're lower than the low. We're in clear roads, guys. Let's go. And you see how it just magically, the price action just gets faster down here? It's not magic. It's Fibonacci. There's no reason to think it's going to stop here, though. It'd be nice just to let it hit this level here. Make sure there's nothing big that I'm missing here. No, we're in lower lows. I don't care how you cut your mustard. Yeah. I mean, even this low was 29.41, so we're under that now. I don't want to be greedy. I've already got some good pips on the day. Don't want to lose what we got. Can always get another entry. Come on, stop. All right, I'm just going to get out. 6 pips, fine. All right, take another 6, why not? And like I said, it's still valid. Like, in fact, it's probably going to not even give us another entry. It's probably going to hit down here at some point. Martin got another 10. Awesome. Good job. Killing me today. Another 10 for Zach. Awesome. 6 for Scott. 8 for Brian. All right. Good job, guys. And look, here it is. Of course, it's here. Look at this. We knew that's where it was going. Another mistake on my part. Shouldn't have got out. There it is. That's the exit right there, guys. That's the real exit. It takes nerves. It takes nerves to steal. I'm not going to lie to you, guys. It takes nerves. And that's why the VTA comes into play here. Good. Dwayne got 15. Corey got 15. Good job, guys. Good job. Fantastic. Excellent. Chris, a nice 18 on that. Colm took 15. All right, Colm, good job.